So we've met Billy Maximoff, Billy Kaplan, Wiccan in the MCU already, but I wanted to take a second to talk about his brother, Tommy Shepard, or Tommy Maximoff.
Right! There's two of you! You're after Toby!
Tommy.
To house the twins, Wanda used her reality warping powers to create the twins with parts of Mephisto's soul. When Mephisto reabsorbed those pieces into his soul, they ended up essentially going back into time and then being born within bodies of other kids that were alive. It's a lot. You just have to bear with me. So these two people who were going to live different lives were now Billy and Tommy Maximoff, but they were Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard. Tommy was then reborn in Springfield, New Jersey, which is about 45 minutes from Manhattan, where Billy Kaplan was raised, and about 30 minutes away from where Wanda and Vision's family home was. It kind of makes more sense why Billy Maximoff was only in the next town over in Agatha all along, because even in the comics, the twins weren't that far away from that family home and from each other. Tommy's new parents divorced when he was young, which made him a little bit of a troublemaker. He was in and out of juvie most of his young childhood years. And when Tommy accidentally vaporized his entire high school with his powers, because he can run so fast, it disintegrates them on a atomic level. It's terrifying. He was actually arrested and thrown into real jail and not just juvie. He was sentenced to imprisonment in a high-powered facility that was supposed to keep him there easily. Kind of like where Jessica Jones goes in Jessica Jones, but it's not the same facility. He does also explain that while he was there, he was experimented on to become a super weapon. After Hulkling gets captured by the Super Skrull, the Young Avengers end up breaking him out. They don't entirely trust Tommy yet, and they're really unaware that him and Billy could be twins, except for the fact that they keep commenting on how they look alike. They do locate him using the Avengers Failsafe program, which was made by Vision to find a team of Avengers in case something happened to the Avengers or in case they needed more heroes. This same program was used to locate all of the Young Avengers. After the run-in with the Super Skrull, where the Super Skrull actually says that they are Tommy and Billy Maximoff, Billy finally kind of understands that that is his twin, Tommy, and that they must be Wanda's children reincarnated. He based this on their names, appearances, Tommy's white hair and speed matching his uncle Pietro, and Billy's powers being similar to Wanda's. Speed looks a lot like Pietro, but he also has a lot of the same personality traits as Pietro as well. Taking on the name Speed, Tommy helped rescue Hulkling, fighting alongside Steve Rogers in the Civil War, and even palling around with the Runaways for a little bit. The Runaways being a group that all of their parents were actually a part of a cult, and they now spend their time trying to help other people. Nico Minoru, who got really popular within this last year, but has been popular for years before that, is a part of that group. He also teamed up with Billy to try to find Wanda during her disappearance. They actually traveled from Genosha to Wundagore, which you'd remember from Multiverse of Madness, and even heading back to Jersey, which Billy's a little bit upset about because he's like, we left from Manhattan, why didn't we just go here first? But they end up finding Master Pandemonium, who knew about their backstory because he was a servant of Mephisto. So he ends up talking to them and telling them about how they were kind of reincarnated, transmorphed into these other children's bodies, and that's kind of how they learn their true origin. When the Young Avengers end up finding a group that's using their name, the Young Avengers, they end up confronting them, and Tommy actually recognizes one of them, coat of arms, from his time in juvie. But yeah, he's a mutant and also a child soul inside of another kid, and also just a quick silver dupe for the Young Avengers, and he's oftentimes forgotten in a lot of stuff. There's an entire run where they actually need to go find him because he got kidnapped, and they kind of just forget that he was there, and then he shows up at the party at the end just totally fine. And that's kind of what the Agatha joke was where he was Tommy, Toby, he's the lesser talked about Young Avenger because Billy's kind of taken the spotlight because he has cooler powers or whatever. He's not a ripoff of his uncle. I think Tommy needs some time to shine, so hopefully we'll see him here in the future. Hopefully this gave a little rundown of the Marvel comic origins of Tommy Shepard, aka Speed, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!